أهلا وسهلا وحياكم الله وكل عام وأنتم بخير. اليوم 10/6/1447 هجري والموافق يوم الاثنين. أهلا وسهلا عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته to our beautiful mothers and our fathers, our grandparents, all the beautiful souls of the city. As we come to the end of the 10th cycle of the 6th month Rabi'ul Jamad al-Akhir 1447. It's a fasting day in the itinerary of the soul tribes as we navigate our path in conscious through the last month, solar month of the calendar, and we realize that all good things must come to an end for the better things to start. It is a planted festivity in the globe, and it is a tradition that we have to start again. We are presently as a conscious round purging and shedding the last of the old skin. In conscious we are speaking. We are not engaging the physical realm, we are engaging the conscious realm. For us, for those of us who are soul pursued, okay, our seeds are created of light. Our dhurra, okay, our habba, right? That is as per the narrations of the scriptures, right? These moments are very sensitive for the awakened and for the masters of the ages. Right? Masters, we are speaking about those who has retained and reclaimed their sovereign, their sovereign skills, their sovereign sifats, their sovereign abilities, their sovereign currencies, their sovereign rights, and everything that's to do with your sovereignty. Okay, you must understand, people. You have no siyada, you have no sayyida when it comes to the next world, because there you can't do anything for yourself. Okay? This is the only dimension. If you don't awaken in the season of harvesting, then you have to understand that you are still in an unconscious mode. Okay. This we have to narrate to the next generations that will find the end of a era, an end of an age, an end of a cycle. Okay. Everyone's cycles are different. There are many cycles within cycles. There is the cycle of Noah, which you and I had experienced in Earth. Okay. 2019 was your Noah event, right? Collectively, as a collective conscious. Every truth, every paradigm, paradox, every belief, every system that you had ever experienced and interacted with and transacted in had been it had been violently stopped. Okay, for reasons which the scientists and the governments and the institutions and whoever there is co-created narratives along the river. Okay, that's why they took you from the river to the sea. Okay, so that each one can see for themselves, because we are here in the metamorphosis of purging and unwinding and getting into our original authentic realms where we originally originate in. Okay, you where you came and where you were and how you were when you were yourself. Okay, when you had the natural abilities of believing that the child that is making food from toys and making as she is cooking, that she or he is well aware that it is not real, but they are still enjoying the moment. You were once, and I was once upon a time in that authenticity, okay, where the moment was the pleasure, the satisfaction, the contentment, and not allowing the external to make you believe what you are experiencing. That should be where you are currently in a evolution of conscious residing had you followed the Rasul. Okay, you will never see a Rasul. Your eyes that has been created has just been created as a reflection. Okay, it's just here whilst you are in this dimension of a virtual reality, which is Earth. Okay. Nevertheless, the great ancestors, as well as the Rabbul Alameen, the Lord of all of universes and all of realities and all of visions, He wills, and when He wills, He says, Kun fayakun. Now you have to come to recycle the Rahim, Ar-Rahim. Okay. You had seen the Ar-Rahman to have صوركم فأحسن صوركم خلقكم لقد خلق الإنسان من أحسن تقويم. Okay, you've seen one hand of the board. Okay, you've seen the one hand play. Now, as a conscious being, if you had done your apprenticeship with good composure, if you had gone through your past life pre-COVID, okay, everything you knew about yourself, everything you knew about your family tree, your evolution, this will now in a conscious timeline, and it will now shift. It will flip in actual fact. That's where the Philippine, okay, because it's got to do with the lip. Okay. Now, why is Ar-Rahim so important? Ra'ufun Rahim so important in our lives as soul tribes now. Okay? Soul tribes are conscious tribes. Conscious is what never dies. Okay. You as a physical entity with an ego that is chasing something which is a reflection of what is only being processed internally, and that is what we call in the esoteric understanding of life, we call that the jinn tribes, people who are still trapped in the lower density of evolution. Right? There you're going to find all sorts of paradigms and all sorts of entertainment and distraction that makes you believe in things that is inevitably there to teach you. It is there to misguide you. It is there to make you stronger, because the power is only internal. Everything that you feel is the energy that is flowing and regulating through your nur, through your light, through your knowledge. Okay, al-ilmu nur. Most of the things that you've come to learn for the 90 years on this earth, or the 80 years that you are still alive, okay, it is regulated to you through a synthetic processor, right? But because you are currently still alive in this dimension, you are going to witness the end of your concept of what you believe is a God, is a messenger, is a version of truth. And a new paradigm, a new metamorphosis, a new season, a new structure of a reality is being built in conscience. Okay? For those who are in that realm of muttaqun. Muttaqun means those who has been shielded from the invasions, from the shame, from the sins which we all had created only in thought. Okay? Yesterday doesn't exist, but you still hold that emotional density of what you did and what you said, and what guilt you carry, what shame you hold in your traditional mindset. Okay, there you will be stuck, as what Allah Ta'ala had willed when Ibrahim went and destroyed the idolic lifestyles pre-COVID. Okay, the banking systems, the numbers, the number games. Okay, guys, you're going home with nothing. You came with nothing, so you must thin your skin. Jy moet nou begin te stop dik vel wees. Okay, like we now talk, right? That's why daarvoor het julle maas en ons nekke geskrop en ons ore agter en ons ankles, guys. There was a symbolic reason for them having done this to us. Okay, that today you don't do it to your own children, and that means that you've lost connection with a great mother, because our mothers was intuited by the universal codes that gave them the understanding what needs to always be clean inside and outside. Okay? Otherwise, you're not going to move. Right? Those of us who believe in Akhirah should understand my language, right? Because we speak in frequencies. Those of us that Allah has not given the right of pass, your and my connection was weak. Okay, the signal did not reach, and hence the final layer that you have to purge from now, after having purged of the fabricated historical narratives, the enslavement traps, the monetary systems, the political forged tales. Okay, that's what you and I have to do individually. You don't have to care about anybody else but yourself when it comes to the migration of a new paradigm. Okay, everyone, as Allah says in Surah Maryam, everyone comes fardan. You have to go by yourself to have your packet weighed. Okay, elkeen gaan na die mark met sy eie pakkie. Whatever you have with you in this journey, the lighter you are, die meer ligter en die meer lig kan jy kry binne in jou. Because obviously we're coming out of a dark alley, we're coming out of a dark space. The amount of dogma, right? The amount of false systems, the amount of virtual realities, the amount of synthetic truths that you manage and I manage to accumulate to form a reality, to form a truth, to form a belief, to form a concept. All of that is within you, because how do you remember it? You remember it in something where your files stored it inside of you. You don't remember it outside of you. Those memories are stored inside of your yani, membranes, inside of your cellular lights, inside of your blood vessels. It's all there. It cannot be erased because you contained it, you absorbed it, you, yani, we and I, we embodied it, right? Just explaining to you people how it is when you are stuck in a, yani, in a reverse psychology, right? What happens in that process is that you then have to, yani, in order to break out of that, that is what we call the talaq. At-talaqu marratani fa imsakum bima'rufin aw tasrihun bi ihsan. In order to detach from that virtuality of a reality which is now being debunked and decoded, and the process is now in her final, yani, stages, right? For those again who are, yani, in the front rows, they can see, they understand the play. Okay, this is a لعبة يعني إنما الحياة الدنيا لعب يعني. Okay, it is something which is maneuvered through your mind, through your brains, through your heart, and that is how you have to now retain a new version of yourself. Okay, remember, whatever happens in the next dimension has no relativity with what happened in the past if you do not detach, if you do not cleanse that part of where we were contaminated and invaded. Okay, in our, whilst it was, yani, shameful at the time, yani, okay, you have to rid yourself of what you thought was shameful. Okay? Yani, because of living in the past, yani, in a belief system and in the future and not getting into the present, all these cancers and all these ailments has clogged up inside of your physical vessel. And that is now where you are thinking of somebody else before you think, and you think, what is that person going to think of me? What is I'm going to think of myself? But you've never asked yourself, what is Allah giving you? Okay? You've never understood what were the attributes that lived inside of your bank account that Allah deposited into you. Okay? But because you paid attention, you became the deposit. Okay? You became the receipt. You became the symbol of misguidance. Okay, if you wish to get to the next stage of evolution, yani, okay, the old skin must go, and there are many old skins that dries up and new skin gets covered. Okay, but we are unaware of it because we're not realizing that the bashar is skin, people. Bashar, hashar, nashar, ashar, okay? It's skin that covers the shar, okay? The shar is the sheen and the ra, okay? Everything is sound. You have to have your sound consonants, yani, in place to understand the vibrations and the messages that is being decoded through the skin. Skin is bashar. What is the meaning of jalid, jild? As the takfel. Okay, when you cannot come inside of yourself, you are now thinking of your face. Ooh, my gezicht lyk so. Ooh, my tanden lyk so. Ooh, my oog lyk so. Ooh, my die. Ooh, my die. Ooh, my die. You trap people. You are not living in where you had to be at this moment in your lives. Okay. What is sad in a civilization when things are being dismantled like this is that the parents leaves the children to die. وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا أَوْلَادَكُمْ خَشْيَةَ الْإِمْلَاقِ. Quran speaks about it. Because mothers and fathers now pushes their children further into that paradigm to sort of, in their understanding, because they never made it as parents, now they think that they can secure their children by throwing them into that deep hole where they themselves don't know where they are. Okay, this is the window period of a civilization. But again, as I say, we never famed ourselves with what is the Quran. Do you ever think God would entrust yani, hooligans and rebels like us with something which is so pure? Could it just be this book? Could it just be this book? Or is it something much deeper? Something that will live with you without the physicality of it. Okay. So by now, guys, yani, you should by now understand that your children yani, of the missionaries that has come in to clear the hay, okay, to clear the plasma, to upgrade their perception of life in general, not as what their parents believe, people. Their parents will have no relativity in this conscious realm. Okay. It's how the nature resorts to bringing clarity to the future, not to a past. Okay, you had to, and I had to skin this cat alive, right? In real time, each one goes by himself, right? Each one knows the level of density and the pollution and who controls his climate, right? This was once in a life journey. I don't know how many times it comes, but I only remember the Quran says it. ثَانِي اثْنَيْنِ إِذْ هُمَا فِي الْغَارِ إِذْ يَقُولُ لِصَاحِبِهِ لَا تَحْزَنْ. Okay. In my view of this cycle, there's no way that the last religion that claimed prophecy is going to make it alive. Okay, they are the Yahud of this era, of this age. Okay, they are the people who had used the initiative of claiming things which they did not see, things which they did not fulfill their covenants, and hence they are the last generation of civilization that is erased, substituted and replaced in psychology, in physiology, in spirituality, and in intellectuality. Quran is not governed by time as what we are in linear constructs. It is in conscious timelines as when you grow. So when we speak of the Ar-Rahim, the Ra'ufun Rahim, قَدْ جَاءَكُمْ رَسُولٌ مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ عَزِيزٌ عَلَيْكُمْ أَنْتُمْ مَا حَرِيصٌ بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ رَؤُوفٌ Rahim. Okay. The Rahim is when you are having the keys to flip the narrative, to flip the text. Okay. So whilst many of us excelled in the material world, the virtual reality, that reality now in this age no longer exists, but only in your minds and in the trap doors that you are stuck in. I am stuck in, okay, as a reality. Okay. قُلْ إِنْ أَصْبَحَ مَاؤُكُمْ غَوْرًا فَمَنْ يَأْتِيكُمْ بِمَاءٍ مَعِينٍ. This lifeline, only the heavens can feed you with new bashar, with new skin here, because you and I were stripped naked. Right? This is the ar. That's where the word i'ara comes from. That's where the word yasta'ir comes from. Okay. Here you now given an opportunity, if you have cleansed your house with all the false beliefs of the brothers of Yusuf, the ideas, the things that you thought was the reality, was the truth, the simulations that came into you that projected a reality and all these different things, okay, you will have to contest that paradigm, that experience. You will have to erase it. That is the وَيَمْحُ السَّيِّئَاتِ. You by yourself have to clear the karma. You have to, you by yourself, wash yourself. فَاغْسِلُوا وُجُوهَكُمْ وَأَيْدِيَكُمْ إِلَى الْمَرَافِقِ. You by yourself have to clean the house here. Okay? Alle hoekies, al die plekke waar daar webs opgewees het, al die areas wat sy nooit wil getouch het nie because it was too sore, it was too deep, the scar. It's why you came back into earth, man. It's why you're consciously here, because you didn't learn what you had to learn. Okay, that's why you stuck there. Okay, that's why we stuck there. Again, when I speak to you, I speak to me because we are all one in this draft. Okay. So the wind comes to blow away the things that no longer fits the script. Okay, so he blows away those who no longer can associate to this new reality. This is the flesh. This is where, in conscious, where you thought everything was physical. The only thing that is physical is the earth. Everything else was fictionally built. Okay, but you just put a value to it because you think you own something. So you are owned. You are there not to escape that bracket. So therefore, in this past 5 years, if you're stuck in that ego of having something on your name at this moment in time, of eating outside as you will, okay, as wanting things that is not gonna help you, okay, by now you should have streamlined your cupboard, your body, your mind, all of those things. Yeah, you must be able to see light in it. Okay, this is how the soul tribe goes through this metamorphosis and this transitions in life, in conscious people. You are only conscious. It's just because you're trapped in a physical illusion that you cannot understand what is life and what is death. الذي خلق الموت والحياة. This was the time for you to find hayat in your journey. This is the season. This is the clock strikes 12 now. Okay. As per our soul, our tribes, estimations. والقبر قدرناه منازل حتى عاد كالأرجون القديم. It was never about someone else. It was about you awakening the real self. That is why you're here. That's why you claim, oh mother, oh father. That's why you claim you believe in Akhirah. But your children know you don't believe in Akhirah. You are only mimicking it because you're not reading your scrolls. Your children knows your truth. Because the truth you don't hold, it comes from Allah. وَيَحِقُّ اللَّهُ الْحَقَّ بِكَلِمَاتِهِ وَلَوْ كَرِهَ الْمُشْرِكُونَ. Okay? So the metamorphosis now running into the last month of the solar calendar. This is finals 2025, 1447, and Rajab, 21st of December this year, Rajab. It's a great shift that we are anticipating as a tribe, okay, coming out of that thousands of years of shirk, thousands of years of illusion, thousands of years of mimicking something that we knew that was not our real purpose coming into this round. And now that we found the getaway, okay, the getaway card, and it was solely left upon us to understand whom of us had the strength, whom of us had the courage, whom of us had the bravery to step up. Okay? Our mothers became munafiqs, our father became munafiqs, our brothers became munafiqs, our sisters became munafiqs because they did not have the courage. They could not come. They could not face the music. Okay, the Rasuls came, people. Don't tell Allah that you didn't find the Rasul. The Rasuls, the Rusul. And tilka Rusulu faddalna ba'dahum ala ba'd. It was never about the seen. It was about what you unseen to see. Okay. So we can't change, we cannot change your belief systems in psychology because you're stuck in that, yani, in that root. Okay, you need a root canal treatment. Okay, dit is baie seer because hulle moet vir jou doodmaak in order om te wek op jou. Okay, kill the root. With sticks, with wood. That disconnected the brain waves. Daarvoor onze voorvaders is baie slim mense, Bruce. Hulle het getrek uit hulle tande because the energy that your teeth absorb in your life, okay? That's why sin and sinan, it's like things that will never forget what you put inside of you. That's why the gold teeth was so a symbolic metaphor in them knowing what gold is inside. Because if you eat it with it, you will feel it inside. Okay? And the forefathers had goud in hulle tande gesit. There are certain tribes in the world that you'll see that practices that. Okay? We have the secrets of our soul tribes. We understand it, people. You might not know where you come from as a collective because you lost life in your roots. Okay. So there was purpose for everything that your forefathers and your ancestors. They didn't do it out of showing off om te gaan breek hulle te goue tannie of om te gaan wys hulle squire is. There was purpose why they, and they imparted it in seed form to their rightful heirs. Okay? They would not be scholars. They would be natural, normal, authentic souls that would understand and be able to read their book of life. Right? So now that we are coming to the final of the 12th month of the solar calendar in 2025, the final moments when you're going to have to come to terms with who is your family forever, who is your soul family, and who of your associates will have to return and serve their sentences to learn a lesson as they were burnt by the fire of the mind. Okay, that area that is, it is hollow, and that's where all the Instagrams and telegrams was casted. Okay. This is a very it's a very good opportunity for us as souls because we learned the lessons. We saw where the potholes were. Okay, and now to engineer and architect a new reality that has no relevance and reflection of what the past reality is and was, and it is based on how clean is your body. How clean. Nou praat ons van tahir. Tahirun li nafsihi ghair, mutahhir li ghairi. Okay, kan julle nou ry die ma'un musta'mal en die ma'un tahir, what you learned when you were children in your madrasas, that would now give you the understanding that you are only but liquid in conscious unless you were iced, and that is how you kept your you kept yourself frozen. Okay, that's where we're coming out of the ice age, where we were frozen in subconscious modes. Right? This is what we're doing. This, people, we have to do this. This is our mission in Earth, that we untie those knots of that was once upon a time truth and got contaminated, and now we have to skin ourselves in this form. Okay, that is what Allah speaks about bashar when we speak about living in a new embodiment of truth and realities and understanding yourself in the most authentic version that would not have something called death planted in that cycle. Okay, you were all given a fair chance in that. or those who call themselves Muslims, and those who call themselves Christians, and those who call themselves Jews, and all these different divisions, we planted it, and we wanted it that way so that we can always be better. It's over the system. We are just not understanding. ولكن أكثر الناس لا يؤمنون. Allah always told us, as long as we are reading this Quran, always told, but why does Allah say most human beings, wherever their religion is, will never believe until we came to hit this drift and opened this dark hole to actually investigate. So all thanks to our parents. We have great parents, people. We come from their seeds, and therefore they shield us from their ancestors. Okay? So if you are in that camp, we don't know who we are speaking to. We are only speaking to ourselves. And we wish good for everybody. We don't want division, honey. But in this realm, it is exclusively reserved for those who understood and read their books. Okay? Without having to make any judgment over anyone. Okay? Because we're not interacting in the Jahannam, we are now in the conscious Jannah as we navigate into this mystery. Okay? So enjoy your iftar, have a lekker buka, and pray for your ancestors. Send salutations upon them and upon your parents. May Allah give you great mercy. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. شكرا جزيلا.
يا مصطفى كل شيء لله يا نورا من نور الله يا مصطفى